I can't tell if it's recording.
It said
It
recording in
says
progress.
recording. All right. So let's go. Um, I have my little cheat sheet here so I don't forget anything. And the first thing I want to do is look at Canvas. So I'm going to share my Canvas, share my web. I'm a Firefox user, so it might be a little bit different.
I
And
also use Firefox.
do you? Okay. Um, okay, SIMnet information. I want to make sure everyone knows where to go to check their computer. At the bottom of every SIMnet page, there's this blue space. And so check your computer with the systems requirements test and also technical support. I can't help support problems in SIMnet. I'm an end user like you. I'm just a different kind of end user. I can help troubleshoot some problem if you have a Word document that isn't working or an Excel that isn't doing what you think it should. But I can't troubleshoot SIMnet itself. I don't have permission to work in that software on the back end. So please feel free to use this technical support. They're very good at answering students and teachers' questions. They're very responsive. All right. And I would also like you to make sure that you're going um, to the module page before you start the work. Because the module page might have videos or it might have, here's a Word document talking about sim books and how to work with them. And then when you get into the next module in Word, which you'll be starting later this week. There's more videos, and then that's when we start projects, and I'll talk about projects in a little bit. And I've gone to YouTube, and if I found a teacher doing the project, I've copied that video into here, and this has been helpful for a lot of people. So make sure that you're checking the module page and then go to SIMnet, McGraw-Hill SIMnet over here. I already have, oh, and yes, and also in module 2A, there's some information about the resources link. We're not going to do a project that requires inserting a picture or anything, but um, you will do that in this. So please make sure that you're looking at the module page. All right, so now I'm going to go to SIMnet, and here we are in SIMnet, and you can see the sim books. And this week, these are the things that are due tomorrow, Tuesday, just the sim books, not the projects, but I do want to talk about those in a minute. And there's two books this week that you're using. You're using the file management book and the main book for this class. And so I want to look in the library at that. And the library is up here. Now, I have a lot of books because I'm a teacher, but this is the book you're using, the In Practice, the Word 365. The my other class, which is Business 150, uses the Skills Approach 365. And I might use this introduction in both classes. Um, and the books are slightly different. And then we have the Windows 10. And this is the book mainly you're using this week. But you also have Technology at Your Service, these two books in your library, and McGraw-Hill gives you those for free. And this library is available to you even after you leave the class. And I talk about that in the Start Here module, so go read about that if you want access to these books after our Canvas class has closed. So you can always come back and look at your book in here in the library, but I don't get to see anything you'd look at in your library. It's yours, it's private, it's for you. I can only see things that are done that I assign. So I always want to make sure you're going through the assignments link. So let me just open the file management book here. And you can see I haven't done anything. Each page has one thing on it. Let me just click this. I don't know what it is. I hope it's something that I've seen before. Sometimes they throw new things at me. We all get used to doing things a certain way. And my computer's slow when I have Zoom on. Now it's recording too, so it's using a lot of power here. So navigating folders using File Explorer. So there's a show me, a guide me, and a let me try. You don't have to do the show me or the guide me, but you need to do the let me try. And you know you've successfully done it when this picture of this arrow turns to a check mark. The show me is just a movie. Just click on it, sit back, watch, and it'll explain. The guide me is a step or click by click. It'll have you click here, now do this. Now click here and do this. And this kind of walks you through. But the let me try is just it'll just give you directions. And this is similar to what your exams are going to be like the let me tries. Expand the documents folder in the navigation pane. So here's the documents folder, and this is the navigation pane. So I click, correct. And you can see it's step 2 of 2. Expand the dot. What did I do? I don't remember seeing step 1. Collapse the document folder. Okay. So I've expanded and collapsed. Okay. I can hit continue, which will take me to the next step. And that will actually take me to the show me of the next one. And I don't want to do the show me. So I would go to let me try. So I just click here. Open the cash flow quarter file in Excel. Let's see if it'll let me do it this way. I'm just going to click on it and double click. Correct. Go next. Open the cash flow import file. Cash flow import. And it's already has it selected. Open the cash flow, in Excel. So because this isn't an Excel document, it looks like it's something else. So I'm going to have to open with Excel. Correct. Sorry. See, I need to read closely. So I've done 2 things and I have my check mark. I'm just going to close out of this and I want you to see exit. The check marks out here on the main page. So I've done 2 things. So I would go through and do the rest of them. Now, there's things at the end of the chapter. I can't remember what they're called. Pause and practice, I think. You don't do those. We also have key terms and concepts review, which is true, false, multiple choice. You don't do those. But your true, false, and multiple choice quizzes are based off of those. So if you want to do them just for to prep for the quiz that you'll have, that's good practice. But really just reading the chapters and actually reading. I didn't take the time to read those, but had I done that, that would have prepared me for the quiz, right? Files on your computer are organized into folders, blah, blah, blah. And then we have this, and I can mark it up. I can do other stuff. So there's lots of ways to interact with the textbook. I'm just showing you the quick and dirty way. Some of this will be review, but if you get into something in the upper chapters and you don't know how to do it, then you go back and do the show me and watch the movie and the guide me and the step by step, and it'll walk you through it. Then you can do the let me try with confidence. Because remember, if you can do the let me try with confidence, you'll do well on the exam. All right. So I've done 2. I can go back into any one. I can click here and start here. I can go back to the beginning. But I know I've done it because the check mark's there and the check mark will be on the page itself. So I'm going to go back to assignments. And that's the file management book. This book is slightly different. You can see the pages. This page has 5 things on it, not just 1. This page has 3. So when you get to the page, you have to continue scroll down. And this chapter is just like the chapter you would see if you had the print copy of the book. And you turn the page here. Most of us have worked with ebooks before. And so there's a lot of reading to do. And then here's the let me try. So I would do the let me try and then keep going. There's another let me try. I think this page had 5, right? So I want to go down to the bottom and show you the pause and practice. There's more info if you want to read those. I guess there's not a pause and practice in here. But when you get to them, you don't need to do that. You're only doing the things. I'm going to go back out here. You're only doing the things on this page that it shows with a point or something to do. If it says none, oh, here's the pause and practice, right? You don't have to do it. And also at the end of the chapter, there's all these multiple choice projects, all of that kind of stuff. You don't do any of that. I will assign projects, and that's what you do. So this is just like a paper book. That's why it looks like this. And you only do the let me try. So I'm going to go back to assignments. And I should say that of these things in here, you're only going to be doing sim books, exams, and projects, those 3 things. So I want to open a project, and the projects are really where most students have problems because the projects are live in the application. So I'm going to open this project, and it's going to be a Word document. And I'm using Windows. If I was using a Mac, I would change it to Mac. I think for these first ones, there's no difference. But when you get into the upper chapters and the more advanced features, you do have to make sure if you have a Mac to click it to Mac, you'll have different color options. You'll have different themes. Windows and Mac use different, you know, color schemes, etc., and different places to find things. So there's instructions, previous attempts that I don't have any because I haven't done yet, and best practices. So the first time you do it, it might require that you read this page. It used to, I don't know if it does anymore, but you might take a minute to just read through this page um, here, and then the instructions themselves. I printed out my instructions because I'm old and that's what I like to do. If you have 2 screens, you could put your instructions on one and the starting document that we'll download in a minute on the other. You can also have the project read to you if you're a auditory learner. You can print out, you can make the font bigger. If you want a bigger font, you can make it smaller. And then as you do everything, you can check it off and it will highlight the next thing you have to do and check it off and the next thing you have to do. So they're kind of, even the instructions are kind of interactive. But I've printed it out, so I'm going to read from my printed instructions. And I'm going to download the start file. Now I use Firefox, so my file is going to pop up here. Start file. Here we go. I know if you use Chrome, it will be on the bottom left-hand side down here, but this is where I have. So it's opening Word, so I'm going to have to do a new share. So as soon as it opens, I'll do a new share. Okay. Where'd my Zoom go? I'm doing a new share. Okay. I hope you can see the Word document now. Jason, can you let me know you see it?
I do not.
You do not, not yet. It says I am screen sharing.
Yeah, I see your browser, but I don't
Okay.
see your.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, good. All right. So I'm glad you're here, Jason. It always opens up in protected view, so I'm going to say enable editing. And you'll notice that the name of the document is your name because SIMnet knows who you are. Um, as I said in the Start Here module, please don't try to find someone else's somewhere else. I will know there's background code on every single line and every single cell in SIMnet. And I've gotten documents from all over the US. And so I know it's not yours. Even though you change it and you try the back, change the, it can't, you can't do it. So anyway, so here it is, my document. And it says the first thing I need to do is open it, and it'll be named automatically and then apply the following format changes. So I'm only going to do a couple things and then I want to upload it. So it says select the entire document. Now, I will say one thing that books stopped teaching about 10 years ago, I don't know why, but over here on the left-hand side is called the selection bar area. And when I click once in the selection bar area, it selects that whole line. And when I double click, it selects the whole paragraph. And when I triple click, because you can triple click in Word, it selects the whole document. So it's like going Control A or clicking and dragging, which is really an inefficient way to select anything. But when I'm inside the document itself, not in the selection bar area, if I click once, it just puts my cursor at that point and I double click and it selects that word and I triple click and it selects the whole paragraph. Whoops, there, the whole paragraph. So I need the whole document selected. So Control A or triple click in the selection bar area and change the before and after paragraphing to 0. So this is document 1.4. So these are the things that you learned in chapter 1. And for most people, not everyone, but most of the things you will learn in chapter 1, in Word especially, you have already done before in some way. But if you haven't, make sure that you're always going through the ebook first and then do the projects. I once had a term where everyone kept trying to do the projects first and they would email me and say, how do I change the tab stop? And I was like, well, it's right in your book. Did you look in your book? So make sure that you're always going through the ebook, then do that. Then do the project. So we're going to change this to 0 and 0 and a single space. And left align. Alignment justified, and we want left align. So we can do that all right here. We could do that up here too, except for this spacing we want to do here. But we could change the line spacing and stuff, but it's all in here too. So I'm going to say okay. And now it looks horrible, but we're also going to change the font to Calibri 11. Calibri and 11. I tend to use the up and down font size. I don't use the drop down anymore unless I want to change it to like a half point, because you can make this 11.5 or, 21.5 or something like that. So you can do half points. Um, okay, 11. I'll just change it that
Yeah, I remember back in the day messing with those to try and make my page count,
way.
in like middle school and high school.
Yeah, very good. Okay, and now we have to turn on the show hide, which is a very handy feature. And we're going to put a enter or a paragraph between each of these. So I can tell where this paragraph ends because I have the paragraph mark. So I'm going to put a blank space there and there and there, but not at the end. Oh, it says each paragraph, including the last paragraph. Oh, see, I have to read. Now, I will say that I didn't read that, or if I didn't do that, when I upload this to SIMnet, it would mark me as wrong, even though I'm just missing a blank space. Uh, SIMnet is not AI. It is only a stupid computer program that's been programmed. So it all is it's doing is it's matching yours to what it thinks you should have done. So it's you as the smart person that has to match or try to understand what SIMnet is asking, because you are the intelligent person in this class, not SIMnet.
Okay,
Okay,
so don't correct the spelling errors that are all
not
throughout
yet.
this document.
It
Okay.
will. That I only did I'm only up to number 5.
Oh, okay.
So there's 12 things to do. And the last thing is spell and grammar check the entire document. So then it says go back to the beginning, which is control home, but on my little, oh, it worked. Okay. My little laptop, that doesn't always work. And it says, I'm reading number 5. Press control home or move to the insertion point to the top of the document. Type the current date, which and hit enter 4 times. So it bothers me to type the date without doing that, but I'm going to type January and it tells me on screen that all I have to do is press enter. And then if I hit the space bar, it will give me today's date. And again, press enter. And then insert 4 blank lines. Enter 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then type the following inside address and then press enter twice. So Mr. Rick, whoops, Mr. Rick Herman, 9035 Massey Drive, Fair Oaks, oh, California, what a mess. It's poor people down there. Okay, and hit enter twice. And then type, Dear Mr. Herman, uh, um, boy, it really bothers me to type before these. Dear Mr. Herman, I really want to make the blank line and then go back and type it. But anyway, okay. Dear Mr. Herman, colon, and add a 72 point space before the date line. All right. Then I'm going to stop, but I'm going to add a 72 point and 72. I can just type into here before. Okay. All right, so that puts some space. In a keyboarding class, you would be told to enter 4 or 5 times here, but anyway. Okay, so this isn't done by any means. I've only gotten through number 5. So I'm going to save this. It's probably in my downloads folder, but I'm just going to save it to my desktop. Let me move this. Save. I'm going to browse to the desktop and hit save. And I'm going to close it. Don't upload it while you have it open. Sometimes SIMnet won't see it if it's open, or maybe that people haven't saved it before they've tried to upload it, and so SIMnet won't accept it. Okay, so now I'm going to reshare my SIMnet page and upload it. Okay. So this is now this is lighted up and ready for me. So I'm going to say upload my file. And it is this expired letter. And it will ask me, do I want to submit it for a grade or do I want to just save it? Because if I started this like I was halfway through and I didn't, like I am, I'm only halfway through, I could say, no, I'm not ready. I'll finish it later. And then it saves it for me. So I have it saved in the cloud. But I'm going to say, yes, submit my file. Now I only got through 6, so I'm thinking it's probably I'll have like 35 or 40%. Let's see, 35%. All right. So I didn't do, well, I stopped at 5. So I haven't done 6 or 7. So you can see it's incorrect because I just haven't done it. So it tells me this is what I should have done. If I got something partially right, I should have done something wrong so we could see that. But I will say the image, and please read this. This is not my file. This is what my file should look like. So if you have questions, if you're a little bit confused by the directions, you can always upload it and see what it should look like. You have 3 uploads. And if you want more, just email me and I will gladly turn on more. So, um, so now I can download my submitted file, but I know where I saved it. And I could also open Word. It will be the last thing I did. So if I want to go back to where I started, where the start file is, I would go here and down below here, here's my previous attempts and it shows me attempt 1 and I could download the file right here. Now I'm a teacher, so I have this delete folder. You do not have that, but I do. Or if I look at this little eye, that will show me this page again, this little thing again. So if I wanted to continue on, I can just click the downloaded file and there it is. And it will open in Word and I can just continue. I can fix whatever things it wanted me to fix or continue on, redo it, or be satisfied with that score. Okay, I'm not going to open it again. All right, let me see. And let me go back to the assignments. And I want to see if 2.4, if this has, no, it doesn't have the resources folder. Okay. You will eventually get another link there called resources, and that's where any picture or file that they want you to use. If SIMnet asks you for an apple, picture of an apple, it gives you the picture of the apple. You don't have to search the internet for it. Also, if some people say, how come I can't see what I did? If so I have all these projects turned on and you can upload them 3 times for the best grade that you want to try to achieve. Once you've done them 3 times, they disappear from here because you have no more attempts. So if your project is gone, that means you've already done it 3 times, or the date is it's closed because the date is turned off. So you can see the due date is the 21st, but it actually stays on, and that's a Tuesday. It actually stays on till the Sunday after it's due this term. Um, but you can always go to, oh, the grades. I don't really, your SIMnet and Canvas grades aren't linked. Your grade would end up being, your Canvas grade would end up being a mile long. So if you want to see what you did, you can see the file management book. I did 2. That's not a score. It's just that I did 2 things. The word in practice, I did 7 things of the 12. I thought I only did 5, but it says I did 7. So that's not really a score. So your score comes in from SIMnet, and there's certain points. Every project is worth up to 20 points. And I have an Excel spreadsheet that I keep each module's grade on, and I will share that with you in about 3 weeks after you have some scores to record. And then I will send you your portion of my uh, Excel file so you can see how it's graded and stuff. All right. Let me check my, okay, that's all I have. Are there any questions? All right, then I'm going to
No.
stop this recording. I'm going to stop my share and stop the recording.